Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're on episode 7 of What If Civilization Started Over. In last episode, we saw exploration into Africa. We saw also they did distrust happen with nukes going off everywhere. Unbeknownst to them, this is actually just from the nukes of the leftover world, as many nations, like the Crimean military dictatorship, the Red Azov nation, the New Empire, the Northern Italian team, Hanover, and China were all affected. And let's get into this video. As turning off the radiation layer, we're going to actually see um, much of the Red Team and other nations start to abandon or unclaim much of their older lands. Like, all of this will be unclaimed by the Red Team, as it is basically inhospitable as other lands. Like, this will be unclaimed, as many nations are starting to think that this is going to lead into the end of the world, as even in Crimea they want to let go of some land, as this will probably affect them for maybe another 100 or so years. As turning back off the radiation layer, we're going to see all of this kind of either be unclaimed or just basically disappear. And we're actually going to tidy up these borders. And, oh, never mind. Okay, and yeah, these are all the lands that got unclaimed. We're actually going to see a nation of mutants start to form up. And this mutant, and we're going to want to continue to just see this kind of mutant nation. They're a bit of a weaker, more weird confederation, but they're actually going to just claim all of this land, as they are just trying to figure out everything, as they're weak. And this confederation will be the mutant confederation of Azov, as this red nation is basically landlocked. Going up to Russia, or the Sphinx Russian nation, they do not really care about the old world. They don't really care. They think they should make something new. But over here, they're going to find a lab, very much still intact, with blueprints on bombs. And there will be nukes in here. And though these nukes are very, very little, probably only being able to destroy a city, the radiation is intense. And so they wonder what this is, and so they're going to make a convoy with just a few horses up to up over in more of this northern Russian place. And this convoy that they're using, it's going to end up here, as they eventually think they should see what's up with these things. And these aren't scientists, they're just people high up in the military. And they are all going to die once this explosion hits. Except for one person. He was kind of heading back and he was kind of like here when it happened. And he basically started analyzing it, or not really, since this is like BC times, but he says it shows the effects of around what has been happening all across the world. And they basically tell the pink team that they can use this for a war if there are people willing to die for their nation. And the same, and in the new empire's capital, they'll find weaker nukes, as only one more nation will have found nukes: Hanover. And all three of these nations have nukes, obviously. And the reason these nations have nukes or kind of starting to realize how they can use them is because the old empire, Russia, and the Dutch Empire all used to inhabit all of these areas. Well, let's start exploring. No, as they are all trying to start to try to find or just explore areas that could eventually help them in the long run. As all of India is going to be explored, as they're going to reach Sri Lanka, and they're going to send a boat out And this boat will also be the one to kind of land over here, as they're going to start to, then with help of Vietnam, explore much of Malaysia, as we are going to see basically a lot of South Asia be discovered. As going over here to Naples, Naples is going to send another team out to try to find more land. And they're going to be kind of successful, as they're going to eventually stop once they reach a desert. And so once they come back, they realize they don't have enough supplies to make it, but they realize about here that this is about the latitude in which Canaan kind of discovered the Nile. So they hope there may be like trading people. And so they're going to go across. They're going to kind of dip down, and then they're going to realize their mistake. As they're going to rediscover this as using the Nile, they're slowly going to make their way up to Canaan. As Canaan, realizing that Africa is way bigger than they originally thought, are going to send more people out to explore a lot of this, as it is very mountainous, but it is useful perhaps for a fishing industry, which could develop here, or a sulfur industry, which also could be developed here, but they don't know about either of these just yet. And we're going to see more exploration now, starting in Russia, as they're going to do a fairly well job, as Pink Russia trying to, I guess, show off all their power. They're going to explore, as they're eventually going to reach some nuclear land, so they're going to turn around, as they're also going to help was trying to make a Silk Road occur faster, as trade is very slow between these powers. As across the world, exploration is starting to reach a snowball effect, like how Calais is going to send some ships out, but they will get lost at sea, and so they're actually going to land in Iceland. And Iceland is kind of fertile, kind of. They landed in actually a good area, as these ship people are going to try to explore this island, as they think this is just basically almost a useless rock, as they don't know where Calais really is, and so they think that they are actually over they don't know directions for some reason, and so they think they are actually south, so they're going to try to go north. They think they're landed in the Shetland Islands, and they're going to eventually realize, oh no, this isn't it. As let's look at all the new nations that are about to form. Okay, and we just saw a lot of expansion. We saw the Fisher Norway country expand. We saw Sweden form, Russia expand, this new Finnish nation. We just saw a lot, honestly. We saw expansion like all across here. There's so much I can't really get into it. We saw two new nations over here. We saw Canaan expand, two new over here. Just so much. And I think we have time for one more event in this video. And this is one to actually involve Iceland. Iceland is kind of weak, still very weak, honestly. But they're going to try to make it work. And they're going to try to start to explore all around their island as they kind of stop trying to reach Calais. But they are kind of curious on what this island is. They think it's just a little island, not too big, until they're like, okay, it's pretty big, and it's basically uninhabitable. And these people are like, maybe we should continue like across this, as he's going to, as they're going to try to find Calais, and they're going to start to reach some parts that kind of look like Calais, as in Wixo, Greenland was really good at trying to keep its natural beauty. And so that actually would mean we still see the old kind of forests in those little crevices that were all across Greenland thousands upon thousands of years ago in our world. as they're finally going to reach the southern tip of Greenland, and they're going to basically just start to almost give up all hope of trying to find their homeland. As in Clay, they more of think these explorers kind of got lost and they died at sea, but they didn't. And let's see the land that will be claimed by Iceland. And they're going to claim much of Greenland and Iceland as the Greenland colony they kind of have only has about 200 people in total, but they're going to claim all the coast of Greenland. And there's only 5 settlements. There's settlements, this one with about 10 people, this one with 20, this one with 70, and two 50 settlement, or a 90 settlement and a settlement of 10. As there is not a lot of people here, and Iceland's population is starting to grow, maybe 4,000 in total. As this is where I'm going to leave this episode off, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help out a ton. We are on the road to 50 subscribers. At the time of recording this, we have 24. Just please consider liking and subscribing, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.